Okay, I'm seeing a pretty screwy, or at least to me, screwy computer property issue. I'm hoping if somebody else sees it, they can immediately go, aha, that's the problem, and save me a lot of time. So this is a back-end mix-in for an add-on I'm writing called Ember Admin. I won't really go too much into what that does just yet, but for the sake of this video, there is a parent record, and then I am rendering out the child relationships for that parent record. So this mix in here is mixed into the controller, the object controller representing that parent record, and the has many and belongs to relationships are discovered through this relationship macro, which is just a computed property up here, and it iterates through all the relationship information. And that's working just fine. On the right over here, we have the template representing this record, where we are iterating through each of the has many and each of the belongs to relationships, and then displaying the relationship name, and then iterating through each of the records of that given relationship, and then linking to that specific record. So again, all this works fine. And then right here, we have some metadata really for debugging of the record type and the ID, and then the length of the relationships. So let's take a look at what's going on here. Let's reload this. So if I click on Bugs Bunny, we can see the relationships, and this is the record type of the parent record and the ID of the parent record, and then it has 1 has many relationship type and 0 belongs to relationship types, and then under the presentations here, which is a relationship, we can see that the two records that are two child records of ID 7 and 8. So when I click on, let's say, presentation of ID 8, the URL properly updates. This section here properly updates, and then this properly updates. So the record type property and then the ID property properly update. However, everything below it does not. And it only will after I have given it a specific notify property change. So if I do a notify property change on the controller of the has many property, and then if I do a notify property change of the belongs to property, now we see that this section has properly updated. So let me show you one other thing. If I re-render this, and if I go back to record 8, now again, this section has not changed, and it still believes that because it has not updated, the has many relationships is still stuck at 1. However, if I grab the controller instance and I get the has many and get the length, it is 0. So whatever is going on in the template, the bound property is not being notified of change, and it's not recomputing. This is kind of at the limit of my knowledge for computer properties. But just one last pass on the computer property itself. I am passing in the record type. I am passing in the ID. The ID, because it's an object controller, is just proxy to model ID. And the record type here is an alias for controllers.modelRecords.modelName. And this is a parent route value. But that record type is being updated. As we saw, the record type value is bound in the template right there. And when we switch between, this value updates. So if I were to go back on here and re-render and click 8, record type and ID properly update. So if anybody has any thoughts on how to fix this, please let me know.